Shavout. This is the last video that I'm going to do for Kehillah North London, as I will finish my 2-month locum as your rabbi at the end of this week. It's a beautiful sunny bank holiday Monday, and so I'm going to be relatively short. In our previous videos, I've talked about the counting of the Omer, patriotism, Israel, the wilderness, and the special day of Lag BaOmer. And today I just want to look forward to the festival of Shavout, or weeks, or Pentecost, which takes place as the Omer counting finishes this Thursday night and Friday. Kehillah North London, of course, has Shavout activities, and I shall be joining those as well as the Liberal Judaism activity, which is for the whole movement. Shavout marks Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah, and is of course, it never really happened. We don't know first, we don't know if the Torah was ever given in the way described, but the rabbis worked out that it should be on the 6th of Sivan on this day, and so it is. We mark the giving of the Torah. Shavout is often seen as the Cinderella festival of the three what are called Shalosh Regalim, the 3 foot festivals or 3 pilgrimage festivals. The 3 festivals on which a Jew was expected to make an offering in the temple in Jerusalem. The first was Pesach for the barley harvest. The second was the wheat harvest at Shavuot, which I'll come back to in a moment. And the third was the fruit harvest of Sukkot. So Shavuot doesn't have much, or didn't have much, according to the Torah, to mark it really, other than it was the end of the Omer period, and there was the bringing of this sheaf and the marking of the wheat harvest. But as I indicated earlier, the rabbis said it was to be marked as the time for the giving of the Torah. They also added what might be called a conversion day to it by always reading or ordaining that the book of Ruth should be read. The book of Ruth is as a pastoral idyll really, which tells of a time undated in which a young woman called Ruth, who is a Moabitess and one of the traditional enemies of the Israelites, commits herself to living with her mother-in-law Naomi, with the famous words, "Your God shall be my God," seen as a conversion. When one thinks that Shavuot marks Conversion Day and the giving of the Torah, and the Torah, of course, according to the rabbis, was originally given to everybody or for everybody, was written in 70 languages, all languages of the known world. Indeed, there's a rabbinic midrash that there were 70 copies made of the 10 Commandments, one in each known language of the world, put along the highway, and any peoples could choose the 10 Commandments. But according to the tradition, the Israelites chose the 10 Commandments. How all of that came about doesn't matter really, but what I do think about the Hebrew Bible and the concept of giving of the Torah and the 10 Commandments is it is a pretty unique and successful idea that a people, the Jewish people, the Hebrews, the Israelites, should be bound by a moral code of which God was to be the guarantor. And so though Shavuot is often not a very well attended service in our shuls, I'm hoping that over time we can regain our sense of Conversion Day, regain our sense of Torah, and make Shavuot a really important day for liberal Jews, for Kehillah North London first of all, for liberal Jews across our movement, and ultimately for the world, as a very good example of a moral living code. Shavuot Tov.